Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're like me, you love the thrill of a burgeoning economy. That delicious cocktail of innovation, investment, and just a sprinkle of regulatory sanity. It's enough to make an entrepreneur's heart sing. But finding the right place to dive into that exhilarating economic mosh pit, well, that can be a bit of a minefield. See, economic growth thrives in environments where businesses aren't being nickel and dimed by corruption or tangled in bureaucratic red tape. We're talking about places where the government says, hey, we like your entrepreneurial spirit. Go ahead, set up shop, take some risks, and watch your profits soar like a majestic bald eagle. That also understands the importance of a well-balanced portfolio. And that, my friends, is exactly what we're diving into today. We're jetting off on a whirlwind tour to explore the top business-friendly developing countries. Buckle up because things are about to get economically stimulating. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more exciting content. First up, we find ourselves basking in the futuristic glow of Singapore. Now, Singapore is a bit like that friend we all have who's just effortlessly good at everything. They can solve a Rubik's Cube while riding a unicycle, and they also happen to have a knack for creating incredibly business-friendly environments. Singapore boasts one of the highest ease of doing business rankings globally. I mean, we're talking smoother than a dolphin wearing a tuxedo made of butter. Setting up a business here is so straightforward you could practically do it during your lunch break. And speaking of things that are surprisingly efficient, let's talk about their legal system. Corruption? Not here, buddy. Transparency International consistently ranks Singapore among the least corrupt countries worldwide. It's like finding a magical vending machine that dispenses honesty and accountability instead of stale chips. And this rock-solid legal framework, it's the backbone of investor confidence, my friends. Think of it this way. Singapore is basically the Beyoncé of the global economy. Fiercely efficient, undeniably successful, and everyone wants a piece of the action. Next stop on our economic world tour, Malaysia, a country that's as vibrant and diverse as its rainforest ecosystems. And just like the rainforest teems with life, Malaysia's economy is blooming thanks to its pro-business policies. We're talking about streamlined regulations, tax incentives that would make even the most jaded accountant crack a smile, and a government that's actively wooing foreign investment. They're basically the cool parents of Southeast Asia, saying, come on in kids, the economy's open. And much like a good plate of nasi lemak, transparency is a key ingredient in Malaysia's recipe for success. They've been making strides in combating corruption and promoting good governance, which, let's be honest, is about as refreshing as a cool glass of teh tarik on a sweltering day. But it's not just about attracting new businesses. Malaysia is also committed to nurturing homegrown talent and fostering innovation. Think of it like a delicious roti canai, a blend of traditional values and modern ingenuity folded into a delectable economic treat. Next, we find ourselves in Chile, a country that's longer than a CVS receipt printed after a particularly aggressive shopping spree. Seriously, it's like someone stretched out a country along the western coast of South America, just for kicks. But Chile's impressive length isn't the only thing it's got going for it. Oh no, my friends, Chile also boasts one of the most stable and open economies in Latin America. Imagine a majestic condor soaring effortlessly on the currents of free trade and sound fiscal policies. That's Chile, baby. They've embraced open market policies like a long-lost empanada recipe, and it's paying off big time. And speaking of things that are crystal clear, Chile's commitment to transparency is downright refreshing. They've been cracking down on corruption like a Chilean sea bass on a school of unsuspecting anchovies. This unwavering dedication to clean governance has earned them high marks from international organizations and made them a magnet for foreign investment. This commitment to good governance and transparency has not gone unnoticed, attracting significant foreign investment and fostering remarkable economic growth. Think of it like a phoenix rising from the ashes. But instead of flames, it's fueled by sound economic policies and a whole lot of entrepreneurial spirit. S4, media group, entrepreneurs working in Kigali, business people in open-air cafes, bustling Kigali business district at stock at distribute_equally. They've been slashing red tape like a contestant on a reality TV show where the grand prize is economic prosperity. And when it comes to corruption, Rwanda's got a zero-tolerance policy that would make a drill sergeant proud. They've implemented reforms and initiatives that have catapulted them to the top of the rankings in terms of ease of doing business in Africa. Narrator. Media group, Kigali business districts, modern architecture in Rwanda, business signs and offices in Kigali at stock at distribute_equally. Now let's talk about Rwanda. Now Rwanda has a history more complicated than a game of four-dimensional chess played on a roller coaster. But in recent decades, this small East African nation has made remarkable strides in rebuilding itself, and a big part of that resurgence? Yep, you guessed it, a laser focus on creating a business-friendly environment. Next up, we're whisked away to the sparkling shores of Mauritius, an island nation that's so idyllic, it looks like it was designed by a committee of travel bloggers. But this tropical paradise isn't just a pretty face. It's also a haven for businesses looking for a stable and transparent place to set up shop.
We're talking about a business-friendly environment that's more inviting than a beachside massage after a long day of, well, doing whatever it is successful business people do. Sunbathe on yachts, attend important meetings in linen suits. I don't know, but it sounds stressful. And Mauritius is here to provide a beautifully regulated escape.
Mauritius has been attracting investors like a lighthouse draws ships in a storm. Its strategic location, coupled with its transparent regulatory framework and low corruption levels, has turned it into a shining example of economic success in Africa. It's like finding a rare seashell that also happens to be a sound investment opportunity. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to explore the economic wonders of Georgia. No, not the one with Atlanta and peach cobbler, although that's a fine state too. We're talking about the Georgia nestled in the Caucasus region, a land known for its ancient history, stunning mountainscapes, and surprisingly modern approach to business.
Georgia has implemented reforms that would make even the most skeptical economist raise an eyebrow in approval. We're talking about streamlined bureaucracy, transparent regulations, and a government that's actively courting foreign investment like a suitor presenting a bouquet of economic incentives.
And, speaking of things that are surprisingly easy, doing business in Georgia is about as straightforward as ordering khachapuri, which, by the way, I highly recommend. Their commitment to transparency and fighting corruption has earned them a reputation as a reliable and trustworthy place to do business. Get ready to venture into the heart of Southern Africa as we explore the economic success story that is Botswana.
Now, most people know Botswana for its stunning natural beauty and abundance of diamonds.
And while those are pretty great, they're not the only things Botswana has going for it.
Underneath that glittering exterior lies a bedrock of political stability and good governance.
We're talking about a country that's been a beacon of democracy and peace in a region often plagued by turmoil.
And that stability, my friends, is like catnip to foreign investors.
Botswana has consistently ranked among the least corrupt countries in Africa, which is more impressive when you consider the track record of some of its neighbors.
It's like finding a pristine oasis in the middle of a bureaucratic desert.
Hold on tight, because we're about to ride the economic roller coaster that is Vietnam. Now, Vietnam has been quietly, yet diligently, transforming itself into a global manufacturing powerhouse.
Remember when everything you bought seemed to say, "Made in China"? Well, get ready for a new label in town, folks, because Vietnam is coming in hot. Vietnam has been embracing economic reforms faster than you can say foe. They've been strategically opening up their economy to foreign investment, and it's like they unleashed a dragon of entrepreneurial spirit upon the world.
And just like a perfectly balanced bowl of pho, Vietnam's success lies in its delicious blend of low labor costs, strategic location, and increasingly transparent business environment. Next, we find ourselves in Peru, a country that's home to ancient ruins, breathtaking landscapes, and a surprisingly resilient economy.
Now, while most people associate Peru with Machu Picchu and lost cities of gold, don't tell anyone, but I'm pretty sure I saw a llama wearing a tiny hat and carrying a map to El Dorado. This South American nation has a lot more to offer than just its Instagram-worthy tourist attractions. We're talking about a country with a long and storied history of economic stability, thanks in no small part to its commitment to fiscal responsibility and open market policies.
It's like finding a perfectly preserved Incan artifact, but instead of being made of gold, it's made of sound economic principles. And last but certainly not least, we land in Costa Rica, a country that's like a breath of fresh air, both literally and economically. Seriously, the air is so clean there, you could probably bottle it and sell it on Etsy as essence of pure, unbridled economic potential.
Costa Rica has long been a beacon of peace and stability in a region often plagued by, well, the opposite of those things. They don't even have a standing army. They're like, who needs weapons when you have universal healthcare and a thriving tourism industry? And you know what? They kind of have a point.
So, there you have it, folks, our whirlwind tour of the top business-friendly developing countries. From the futuristic skyscrapers of Singapore to the sun-kissed beaches of Mauritius, these nations are proving that economic growth thrives in environments where transparency, good governance, and a dash of entrepreneurial spirit are embraced. Remember, a thriving economy isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about creating opportunities, fostering innovation, and building a brighter future for generations to come. And these countries are leading the charge. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these countries surprised you the most? Where would you love to set up your dream business? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our economic adventures.